to episode 232.
Yes. Yeah, write that down.
Yeah, so I remember.
My name is Sheila, also known as Sheila D. 37.
Sheila D.
Well, you know why? Because I was looking at, I'm sorry, side note, this is...
I'm Wendy, also known as Penny Winnie.
So I'm going to be gifting a few handmade items, and I'm thinking I should put a label on it. And I was looking at Etsy, and I'm thinking, what would I have handmade by?
Yeah.
And I was thinking Sheila D.
Huh, that's a good idea.
I was thinking Knit One Sheila, but, I have a swap that I'm giving to my Secret Santa at work. She doesn't know me as Knit One. So I'm like, everybody knows me as Sheila D, basically, because it's, my last name. So that's why I said that.
Sheila D. Sounds like a Dick's jockey.
Either that or Sheila E. from way back when.
Yeah.
So a few shout-outs. We are drawing for the hat knit-alongs. October, November was 2-month knit-along of hats, any size, any weight, whatever.
Yep.
We're going to draw at the end of the show. And then we did a bonus knit-along with the Bauble hat, and I've been corrected on how to pronounce it.
It is Bauble?
Somebody posted it saying that they pronounced, but they also said tomato. So, Bauble, Babble.
I think it could go either way.
Right.
To be honest with you.
It just depends on what sound of a sheep you would make.
Yes,
does it make ba? Does it make ba? So Babble hat.
I think either way is acceptable.
Exactly. So we have the drawing. Well, we've already done the drawing. We will announce the winners at the end of the show. We also still have 1 week for both the Spilly Jane
Knits Mittens and hand knitted gift wraps.
Right. You have 1 more week for both of those to enter to try and win a copy of those.
Yes, because we had a little break from recording over Thanksgiving.
That's right. That's why I'm all
That's
confused.
why it's all confused, because we skipped a week of recording because of Thanksgiving. So
yeah,
you get an extra week on those too. So
that's right. I forgot.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I wonder why I'm all discombobulated.
Because I waited to post the show until late. I posted it
so that it would be like a halfway
I put it
point.
in the middle, yeah. I do want to mention that there is a coupon code for hand knitted gift wraps if you want to buy the book, and it is in the thread on
the contest.
It's in the contest. No, I put a special thread for it, a coupon thread, and I'll write the coupon code under here. I'm not sure how much longer it runs, but give it a try. You don't have to check out if it doesn't work. So I'll run it underneath.
Let's see, coupon code. See if it doesn't say. It just says hand knitted gift wraps for 50% off. That's pretty good.
What is the code?
If you don't want to wait to start, gifts, GIFTS.
GIFTS. So see if that.
Oh no, good for 1 week only.
Oh, when did I post it?
November 25th.
So it probably isn't going to be good still. Oh well.
Sorry about that, people.
I didn't have the code when we recorded the last time, which is why I didn't mention it the last time.
Yeah, Wednesday was last. Try it. It can't hurt.
Yeah, try it. It can't hurt.
If not, then,
Yeah.
No big deal. Anyways, we are going to on the dance card. I laugh every time I say that. On the dance card. I have 2 things on the dance card. I am in the process of doing a pair of fingerless mitts for myself. I had a pair of Zachary's hanging around, but I have no idea where. They're too small for him, so it was... Anyways, it's my basic design that I go. It's from Urban Necessity, I think. It's a fingerless mitt with a flip-top mitten.
Oh, yeah.
I've made those a couple of times, but I just leave the flip-top mitten off of the fingerless mitten part. So I made Zachary a pair of fingerless mittens with the flip-top mitten, but the flip-top mitten is kind of short.
Yeah.
So I want to just cut that off.
Right.
Very carefully, but I can't find them.
Oh.
They're around in the house. So here's my fingerless. I like to make my cuffs longer to make sure that they stay underneath the coat.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Because, when you move for shoveling and stuff. But I've been wearing a pair of fingerless mitts that a friend gave us to work.
Oh, yeah.
Because, it's enough to steer with.
Right.
And it's enough to keep my hands warm. So I'm doing this similar to the hat that I showed you last time we recorded, where I'm doing stockinette with a couple of stitches of reverse stockinette. I'm only doing, I think, 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom, and 2 on the top, because this is all I have left. I want to make sure I have enough.
Oh, yeah.
So when I finish these, this will have been used in 4 projects.
See, that's good value out of yarn.
And it was a gift, so it's even better value. But I wouldn't mind trying to find more like this.
Yeah, this what I'm working with has made 2 hats before this one, and a sweater.
Yeah, I mean,
it's scrap yarn.
It's great for color projects like this.
Yeah.
So again, this is Urban Necessity. I don't remember who it's done by, but it's a basic fingerless mat. What I'll probably do is maybe do a longer cuff of ribbing up to maybe the tippy toes, so that you fold it back.
Yeah.
But keep it warm. You know what I mean. You've done, I think.
I have
before.
a pair of ones. They're in my bag right over there.
So that's on the dance card. I started these yesterday. I was at an offsite yesterday in North Andover, and it was very quiet. So I finished my hat, because I had to finish the hat, and then I started these. This goes quick. It's worsted weight, although it is on a size 6.
Oh, yeah.
Because you do want it kind of dense. So I have that, and I have also, this is more work knitting, a toe.
A toe.
This one is the second one, and I had to rip out. So I made a note in my head as to where I was when I started it, because this is a gift, and I want to make sure that they match.
Right.
So the second skein I had was almost exact.
Cool.
Except for it was like it would have started here.
Right.
And it would have been too light. If it was for me, I wouldn't have cared. But because it was a gift, I wanted to make it match. So I ripped out, where is it? That much of yarn.
That's not so bad.
No, because, you know, we can use it at the other end. So my other sock, I have this much left. Which is weird, because sometimes I have more, sometimes I have less. I don't know. So those, I believe, are the only 2 things I have active on the needles.
Well, my first thing that I have active on the needle is this. I'm going to see if I can get it's the Force Awakens. It's the Force Awakens hat. You can kind of see the
Now, was
name.
this yarn that you said you had scrap on?
Yeah. This is a skein of Patton's Fisherman
Yeah, that's
wool
what I'm using.
And Cascade. It's either Cascade 220 black, or it's Patton's Fisherman black wool, or Patton's wool black.
Classic wool. Fisherman's is Lion Brand.
Oh, yeah. They're just plain wool. I'm trying to think. I think it's probably Cascade 220, because it's wound. You can't really tell.
Oh, yeah.
I balled it, so I...
Oh, yeah, okay. Right, because Patton's
comes like
Patton
this.
comes in a skein that you can either pull from the center or work from the outside.
The third color I'm using is Cascade 220 Heathers in a blue, which I made a sweater out of a long time ago.
I was gonna say, I don't think I've
5
ever
years
seen
ago.
you
I
wear
wear
this
it a lot. I just I don't remember what it's called, but
Oh.
it's in my I don't remember what it's called, but I made it. I had like a sweater's worth of this that I got when Fabric Place shut down.
Oh, all right, yeah.
So, yeah, my husband saw this pattern on the internet on some blog or something and asked me if I would make him one for the movie premiere. So I said I would. It has the little spaceships on it from the TIE fighters and the other ones. I don't know what they're called. It says The Force Awakens. And right now I'm working on the Stormtrooper heads. And then there are some there's like an X-shaped symbol, or I don't know if it's a spaceship or something. I don't know what it is, but it's probably
something to do with the newer movie compared to the older movies.
I don't know. I'm not really sure what it is, but anyway, the pattern calls for it to be knit in sport weight. I didn't bother to do that. I knit it in worsted weight with size 8 needles. And the reason I did that is because my husband has quite a large head. and I didn't think it would fit him, and it's really not that big on me.
Have you
it's
tried
a
it
little
on?
bit big? No, but it fits me okay. Like I would wear this hat. It just might be a little tall. He might have to cuff it up, which he could do. Now my hair's a little crazy. So
There you go.
there we go. So anyway, yeah, I'm almost done. I have like maybe 8 more rows, and then I start the decreases. So my husband's hat is really big. It's much bigger than mine, so I think it'll probably fit him okay. And if it doesn't, I'm not knitting it again because there's nothing wrong with the pattern. It's a free pattern, so you have to take that into account. I have made a mistake on every single chart because I don't know. I'm not feeling the mojo for this particular hat.
Maybe because you had done 4
maybe
colored
because
ones.
I did 4 color workouts right before this. It's coming out really cute, and he's gonna like it. And the thing is, my husband never asks me to make him anything. So when he or the kids do, I always try to make it because they don't ask.
Right.
So anyway, that's on the needles. The second thing on the needles, and I'm kind of enjoying this, is my Sinusoida socks out of, what is it called? White Birch Fiber Arts. They're kind of twisty because of the stitch. This is such an interesting stitch, isn't it?
Yeah, when I saw it, I looked it up.
It's like a herringbone stitch. And now I think I start doing it around the, like it goes around and around. But I have to look at the pattern because I'm not really clear on how it's supposed to do that. I guess I just keep going around. I don't really know. Anyway, it was something from my deep queue. And I thought that might look fun with...
Self-striping?
Yeah, and the thing is, it does make the foot of the sock curl because it's a slip stitch pattern.
It almost looks like the old TV stations when they used to go out of whack.
I like it though, and it's got a lot of give sideways, so it's not gonna be too tight. Like,
is it easy to remember?
Oh yeah, it's like knit one, slip one, knit one, slip one, or something. I can't remember.
Yeah, I remember seeing it, and
so I'm not sure what the fit is gonna be like, but I just thought it looked so cool. I was like, I'll just give it a try, and I really like it, and I like the yarn. This is White Birch Fiber Arts in the You Know Nothing Jon Snow colorway, and the yarn is really pretty. So I'm doing that, and I'm on the leg. And
that's your first sock?
That's the first sock, yeah. I haven't knit it on it because then I had to make this hat. And
sometimes us knitters get sidetracked.
Yeah, and then I have not done anything more on my cowl because on my Rhinebeck cowl that I'm making. Just because I've been busy with the bobble hats and then the sock I started, and then I had to make my husband another hat. So this will get back in the groove soon. I actually felt safe enough taking the little balls that I did out.
Oh, yeah.
So that I didn't have to carry this with me everywhere. Because this is an awkward thing to, like, it doesn't quite fit in this bag. I mean, it doesn't quite fit. So, and this keeps falling out in the car, and it's just awkward to take outdoors. It's going to get lost and
dirty. And
so I am avoiding that. But I'll start working on that again once this hat is done, I'm sure, to give myself a break from the socks. So that's all I have on the dance card.
Rate your dates. I have 1 date to rate. So last time we recorded, I was making this hat to match my gradient wrap cowl, and I brought my cowl with me to show you. So if we put it this way.
Oh yeah.
It matches, the colors don't because it was a gradient skein of yarn. So I was doing the blue starts, like the green and blue end.
Right.
So I basically just did turn a square by Jared Flood?
I think so,
I
yes.
think that's a free pattern. I'm not even sure if it is or not, to tell you the truth. I've used it so often that if it's not free, I apologize. I don't remember. And
it just goes to show you that it was worth buying it because you've used it so many times.
Well, I don't use so much his pattern because he does something weird in that.
He always
It's like he increases where
weird.
I'm like, why wouldn't you just... I don't know. It's weird how he knits the brim. I can't even understand the instructions. But I use the hat because of the decrease that he uses. He uses 8 decreases, but at 4 points.
Right.
And then I had set this down for a little while, and I forgot how I was doing the decreases. And then I just did them one way. I'm like, nobody sees it. It's at the top. And I added a pom-pom, so it actually looks decent on me.
Yeah, I think the square
pom-pom, yeah. And so that matches. And then when I'm done, I'll have a whole matching set.
Wow, that's pretty good.
I know, me? Matching set?
I know, I can't
Never.
even.
So... But I really enjoyed wearing this cowl over Rhinebeck, and I got a lot of compliments on it.
Yeah, that's a cute cowl.
And I saw another cowl wrap that I want to do. Anyways, so that's done. I finished it yesterday, added a pom-pom, had to make it twice.
Oh.
Because I screwed up with my pom. I used the pom-pom maker.
Yeah.
And on my bauble hat, whatever you want to call it. And it was a pain in the butt trying to pull it out. My hair looks like crap. I apologize. So I tried to do, there's another pom-pom maker that's a C. So I tried to do it that way. The problem I had is because I made it out of cardboard or cardstock. When I put the thread through before I cut it, I didn't put it through all the stitches or all the wraps.
Oh, yeah.
So when I cut it, there was no saving it. So... I had to make another one and waste some precious yarn. Anyways, that is a finished project, and I have a project half done. So I have the one sock done. I like the colors.
I do too.
Patton's Croy, I did a gray heel.
I like that one. That's a nice one.
It is a nice one. It's a guy. It's for a guy. And I also told my son, he's been wearing my socks every other day whenever he doesn't have gym because he gets embarrassed. I'm like, fine, whatever.
Yeah.
But he wears the ones that I made him. I told him I'd make him another pair.
Oh, good.
Again, it's like somewhere down the line. I'm committing myself to a lot somewhere down the line. But that's all I have. It's just a vanilla sock pattern with the Fish Lips Kiss heel. I think that's all. I feel like I should have more. But like you... I'll knit at work or when I'm on an offsite, but when I get home, I'm exhausted. It's the last thing I want to do. And I was talking to my coworker, and she's like, well, you still got to make dinner. I'm like, it is. It's not, when I get home, I don't get to relax so much.
Yeah. You always think you're going to have more time than you do.
Yeah.
And it's so busy this time of year just with everything.
So I do take it wherever I go, just in case I can sit down and knit. Usually my socks. Because those are mindless. Smaller projects type of deal. So that's all I have that's finished.
I have these hats that I showed last week, but I did put the pom-pom on them. Also, I finished 2 that weren't finished last week. So these 2 were done last week, and these are the pom-poms.
I love the pom-poms.
Yeah, I think they came out really good. I tried using the pom-pom maker that I had. That was like the donut-shaped one. It stunk.
It does.
I ended up, somebody asked for a tutorial, and I will tell you the tutorial because it's so easy. I took my cell phone. I wrapped a ton of yarn around it sideways, like this.
Now that, just so you know, is an iPhone 5, correct?
iPhone 5S.
Yeah, because mine is a 6 and
wrapped
it's a
it
lot
around
larger.
that. When it got pretty fat, I just brought it down to here, and I took the yarn with a yarn needle, and I did it around one side, and then did it around the other side, and then took it off, and then tied it around both sides, just to keep it together. So it's like it was in a loop like this.
All right, so let's do this just for the sake of doing it.
All right.
So you took it off. You tied it how?
So it looked like this, right? It was on the case. So I tied this side together, and then with the same string, also tied this together. So I went like that, and then I went over here and I tied that, just so that when I took it off, it was in a circle.
Okay.
And then I went like this, and tied them both together.
Okay.
That just because I was worried that when I pulled it off the cell phone case, it would like come apart. So I just secured it together before I took it off like that, and then tied those two together. Then I had a bundle like this, and I just cut it, and then did a little haircut on it to get it to be basically even. And it took way less time to do that than it did to like wrap that yarn in that little hole. And
the other thing too is, so you take 2 strands of yarn, you can do it right from the skein the way you do it,
right? Where
that little donut hole, you basically have to get
a
predetermined length and weave it through.
It's a pain in the butt.
It is a pain in the butt.
So these are the 2 that I did on my cell phone. I have a third one that I made for my daughter. I'm going to put a picture of the finished one right here. She's wearing it to school today.
Good. Cold.
And then after I thought I was done with 3, my son asked for one.
I like those colors.
I do too. And these are the colors that he picked out. This is from the yarn, Diabolical yarn, that I did my sweater out of. And the orange is some Cascade 220. And I had enough of the colored white yarn to make the sheep that. And I used the navy bluish, what is it called?
For the face.
Dream in Color for the little faces. He loves it. This is the pom-pom that I actually made with the thing. It's so much smaller. I use the largest size. It's so much smaller than the ones that I made, but you can tell it's much neater. I didn't have to trim it. I just cut it. But it wasn't worth the trouble. I was at my sister-in-law's house when I was doing it. She's like, that's taking you forever. I was like, I know.
You want a nice big pom-pom.
So I ended up making 4 of these. And my son loves his. He forgot to wear it today. That's why I had it. He's worn it every day since I made it.
Good.
And actually, my Christmas cards this year have my kids wearing their hats on it. We did a photo shoot on Thanksgiving Day. So that is my 4 bobble hats is my rate your date. And, you know, next year, I would probably knit it again. It was a really easy pattern to do.
For gift giving, or you think you kids
I don't think no. But I mean, it's a nice enough pattern or a relaxing enough pattern where I would consider doing it again.
Yeah, I've only done it once, and I still have plans over here to do another hat.
This is for my mom's. I have to mail this to her.
Does it get cold enough that she would need one?
I don't know, but she keeps bugging me about mailing it. So
just curious.
She just wants one.
I suppose at that point she doesn't care if it's cold enough, right?
I guess not.
Whirlwind romance.
There's no whirlwind romance. I have done nothing outside of knitting, or I haven't done any spinning, nothing.
No.
I have. It's hard enough getting the knitting done, to be
honest.
honest. So, nothing on that front. Baubles and Bling. No, future dates.
Oh, I forgot future dates. So future dates. I don't do this, but I want to start everything.
Yeah.
I want to do another bobble hat. It depends on. I may not, because I was planning on doing it for a coworker to go with the scarf, but my other coworker said the scarf is more than enough.
Yeah.
So I may just give her the scarf and make a little cork ornament.
Oh yeah, cork niece.
To go with that, and then trying to think what else. Maybe throw some. She's gluten-free, so maybe throw some gluten-free stuff in there for treats. So, but I still want to make the bobble hat. That may just be put in the back burner. Slippers I gotta do. I've been hiding my slippers so my son can't steal them.
Oh, yeah.
Keep stealing them. Then my husband's asked for a hat. Socks. Oh, I had mentioned last time, I think, about the Socks at Rock knit along, unofficial monthly knit along. Wilhelmina also posted it in the Socks at Rocks club, so keep an eye out there. But I will post a thread. It's not just for she stated in the thread that it wasn't just going to be for socks. It could be anything. It could be works in progress.
Right.
I haven't had time talking.
Just to get it knitted.
And I already told my son, I said, I'll let you guys go at my stash a couple weeks when I'm home and give them paper bags and just have them throw in. Problem is I know my Blue Moon stash that as soon as I start looking for something, I'm going to know where one of them is, you know what I mean? But yeah, I need to try and get, so my goal next year will be not 12 because it's not going to happen. I think I knit with 4 skeins this year, so I'll try 6 next year.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Good.
Keep going.
Good challenge.
And what else? I think that's it. I got to think of a gift for my coworker Linda. I know she's going to give me something. I don't know what to give her.
My future dates are just to finish what I have on the needles. I don't really have
that too.
Any urge to do anything new right now.
Oh,
I honestly, I really just want this hat to be done because I'm not enjoying knitting it. I think that was just like
is this
5 colorwork hats was like 1 colorwork hat too many.
Is this like the last
this
section before you can start doing like the...
This is the last colorwork section.
Good.
The top, I think, is just black. I'm using...
Is it?
Well, I'll show you the one that I'm doing. I found one that I liked on Ravelry that had colors that I had in my stash.
Yeah, that helps.
And that's... I don't really like the way that top looks, but that's how it's going to be.
Oh. Kind of like it just cuts it right there. What if you were to do something like this?
What?
The white?
On there? Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
But anyway, I'll show on here. This is Lealoa's Calais, the Force Awakens hat on Ravelry. And she used black, white, and blue like I am.
Were there silver and like what were some of the other?
I don't know.
I thought.
Some people did green and white.
Oh, okay.
Some people did yellow, gray, black, and white.
I like that one though.
It looks like
I mean it's the same hat.
It's the same hat.
I thought you were saying other people who designed hats use different colors.
Oh no. These are all the colors. I just had during the festival of bauble knitting, I had pulled out a ton of scrap worsted and put it downstairs, and I happened to have black, white, and blue, and I thought those were very Star Warsy. And then I saw that somebody had done one in those colors, so I showed that to my husband, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I like that." So that's what I'm doing. And then the pom pom is probably going to be white, blue, and black. Like I'll probably do all 3 colors on the pom pom.
Yeah, you used 3 colors on Jack's hat.
I did.
And that came out really nice. I like that.
I didn't use a lot of the gray because the gray was on the bottom, but I did use 3 colors. These 2, I only used 2 colors.
But I think with the pom-pom, because you had a variegated yarn for the solid.
Well, and also I liked how it just exactly matched the top. I did this one first, and I did it with the 3, but I preferred the 2 color, so that's why the other 2 are 2 color.
Oh, see, I like the 3. But...
I mean, it came out pretty. I just wanted mine to look more like it was a continuation of the sky. You know how it's polka dotted, and then you go up and it's.
Do you have any more of this left, or are you done?
No, I have. I still have
really
this much. I could probably make a baby hat out of it.
That's funny.
It's like the most yarn. I've made 4 hats out of it. It's ridiculous.
Kind of like mine, the
never-ending skein. So anyway, my future date is just to finish this stuff so that I can get back to my regularly scheduled knitting.
All right, so Baubles and Bling. I don't have anything right now. I got a notification from Blue Moon Fiber Arts that our last shipment is for the club is going to ship next week sometime. So cool. I'll have at least a skein of yarn for you. Probably not next week because it takes about 5 days from the notice, because what it does is it gives me an email notice when they've printed a label.
Right, and they don't always take it to this.
No, and I think it comes from Portland, Oregon, right?
Yeah, I
think so. So it takes about a week. So hopefully in 2 weeks I'll have at least that Bauble and Bling. I
have one. A couple of weeks ago, the Fibernymph Dyeworks did a a pre-order. She did a pre-order of a couple of yarns. And one of them was called The 7 Deadly Sins.
Oh, yeah, all right. I remember you talking about that.
And it was going to be dyed on Bedazzled, which is my favorite Fibernymph dye base. What it says about the yarn is, sins are unpredictable. The striping sequence for 7 deadly sins may follow the order listed above, or it may vary slightly from skein to skein. In all skein, each sin color will be separated by a wee black stripe, and all sins will be present and accounted for. These are the 7 deadly sins, and if you're lucky, you can see the sparkle base on it. Lust is magenta, envy is green, wrath is red, pride is purple, sloth is blue, greed is yellow, and gluttony is orange. And I say that the sin of gluttony is what made me order that skein, because obviously I don't need any more self-striping yarn, but it was so pretty. So I had to order it, and it was supposed to be shipped on December 1st, and I got it like December 2nd, or
nice.
December 3rd, so she got it right out. I had actually forgotten all about it. Like, it was a pre-order, so I was like, and it was before Thanksgiving sometime. It was a while, because she did the pre-order, and then she dyed it all up, but she said it would all be shipped out on after the 1st or something, and it came right away. Fibernymph has excellent customer service.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, I was very excited about that. It's my one Bauble and Bling. I really didn't need that, but when I saw it, it was so pretty. I love her self-striping. It's just...
It is. I love her self-striping.
Nice yarn, yeah. But I gotta, next year, my goal is to knit up some of the self-striping before I buy any more, because... Oh, did I show them on the last episode? I got Knitpicks yarn. I don't think I did.
No, I don't think
I'll show a photograph of it here. But I ordered 5 colorways of Knitpicks, because that's how much I needed to order in order to get to the free shipping. And I can't remember for the life of me what the colorways are. I got Rainbow...
Oh, you did?
Nassau, Fanciful... Oh, no. Rainbow... Nassau, Fanciful, Madrigal, and Tea Cup are the ones that I got. I said Surf's Up in the post, but I realized when I ordered it that there were 2 that I was like wavering between. I'll show a picture of them so you can see them.
It's pretty.
Yeah. I like them. I got a nice selection of colors, but that's 5 pairs of socks right there. Then I bought this. That's 6 pairs of socks I have to knit right there. Plus what you already have. Plus, I'm just like, I have to stop with the self-striping yarn. I love it, but I need to stop the madness. Stop the madness. So that's it for Baubles and Bling.
Crushes and heartbreaks. Thanksgiving was fun. We went to the Colonial Inn in Concord with my brother.
Oh, cool.
Food was delicious. A little disappointing on the service. We were put in the basement. Wasn't a big fan of that one, but I understand they were busy. And, they're trying to take every space they can.
Yeah.
The service, we had a late service, so it was buffet, which was good. I think the servers were just pretty much tired at that point.
Yeah.
Which I understand, but hey, your job is your job. I don't always want to draw blood 5 minutes before I gotta leave, but I gotta do it.
Yeah.
So that was good. Before, when we recorded last time, we had an appointment for Zachary for genetic testing. And I never said anything because obviously the adage of no news is good news. So Zachary went in for genetic testing over a month ago to see if his cancer was genetically linked to colon cancer. And the good news is it is not.
Yay.
The bad news is, which really isn't, is we still don't know why any of that happened. And it could have been linked to the fact that when he had his heart issue, it just kind of, all the stuff that like trickled down, all the trickle down effect. Like He was put on total protein nutrition, TPN, and they're finding that can cause to some liver cancers. Because think about it, your liver filters everything. And so they think that's the case of what that is. But,
that's good that it's not genetically linked.
Correct. That was one thing left off for us. It was a good conversation, although I have to say I got worried. So all 4 of us went in because it was into Boston. They wanted Kim to get tested for a research project that they're doing to look into more of Zachary's genes to see if there is something genetically wrong with him. And so Cam got tested. We took Max in because we figured once we're there, it was a late appointment. We might as well go out.
Right.
and enjoy ourselves. We went to a Taiwanese restaurant in Malden.
Oh.
And
they have some good restaurants in Malden.
They do. They really do. They have a high Asian population there with some really good restaurants. So when they first came in, like 4 of them came in, I was actually expecting the worst.
Yeah.
But one was a social worker / counselor type deal, and just talking to Zachary about how things are going, which is good. And then we talked to her a little bit. And so it was kind of fun. Zachary was doing a lot of his talking. And towards the end, they said Zachary wanted to leave. And I'm like, that's fine. They're like, do you want us to do a basic conversation with him? I said, honestly, he doesn't get any of it.
No,
I mean, we tell him that he had his belly fixed. Just to go into more of the detail, he just doesn't get. And I feel bad, but it is what it is. And I think my husband's starting to realize that his cognitive is just not... He's not the brightest bulb in the bunch, is just a good way of saying it.
I like to think of him as delayed. He's delayed.
Oh, he is delayed.
You know what I mean? Like, things that you would expect a kid his age, because he's just a few months younger than my daughter. But...
a good year or more behind.
Good year or more behind. He's delayed from that. So
his reading level is a year behind. His math level, I would say, is a couple of years behind, but I think it's only a year behind only because Max was so advanced.
Right.
So, we only have the 2 to compare for him.
But he just is more on the level of a younger child, and he just doesn't have the ability right now to understand.
No, and his emotions are way out of whack,
too.
So we had a good conversation. I told him what our plan was for some future appointments that we have coming up, and she thought that was a great idea.
Good.
So that's that's a heart crush, because we don't have to worry about him, thank goodness. I mean, we always have to worry about him, but
right, but at least there's not like an extra thing hanging over your head.
And we had blood work done on Thanksgiving Day, just because I didn't have to prepare anything, and I'm like, you know what, we're up, let's go.
Yeah.
And that came back normal. We got the phone call on that the other day, which I already got the results. I'm like, yeah, that's all normal.
Yeah.
He goes to my place, and I have someone do it for him. And he sat by himself.
Good for him.
Which sounds so little, but for him, it's a big step that he wasn't on my lap.
Right.
And it was not the person that he normally has draw. Like, Linda draws his blood, but I went on Thanksgiving Day, and another friend of mine, my coworker, who I trust. It's like, obviously, you're going to trust the best people there with your kid. So... a little side note is I met a family there that's local to me that has 2 transplants, liver transplants.
Wow.
And we were talking different reasons, and it was nice. They're coming in weekly, so I'll probably see them on Monday. It was nice to see, and I'm sure for them it's nice to talk to somebody else who's been through it.
And it's over. The main part is
right. I mean, they're still dealing with what I had to deal with right from the beginning too.
Right.
They're not brand new, but they're still within a year.
Right.
But different reasons as to why, but still, it's nice to have a source.
Right.
And they're local to my town. They're the same town.
That's great.
Yeah. And they know people that are right from down the street. So it's kind of interesting.
That is interesting.
So Heartbreak's still working on the house, or trying to get someone to work on the house. It may be something that we might have to put aside, I guess. I don't know. I mean, the good thing is all the work is inside, but I don't think I want to be disrupted over the new year. Hey, you know what? Honestly, if we can get someone in here, fine, I'll take whatever I can get.
For me... And I didn't have quite as much ripping out as you did. They only had to take like a 4x4 section in my ceiling. But it really didn't take as long as I thought it was.
I don't understand why it's taking so long.
They cleaned up every day before they went home, so you could still live in your house.
Oh, no, and they'll do that here. It's just, I just want to get it done. And again, we're on our second contractor, a third subcontractor. And my husband's even made a phone call outside of the insurance recommendations, or whatever you want to call it. Not recommendations, and that guy hasn't called us back with an estimate. And I'm like, what is going on here? And I've seen a lot of houses around our areas just starting to get work done. So I will admit that it could be that they're leaving the people who aren't dire Because
Right.
obviously we can live in our house. It just looks horrible. I wouldn't want to entertain. But it's not structurally unsound or whatever, but it's frustrating. It's very frustrating. And right now, the insurance company really has no more hand in it in the sense of just giving us names. So I've called and left a couple of messages. And I will leave another message today if I do not hear from them.
Is that you that's
It
buzzing?
could be. It's over there.
I'm like, where is that coming from?
And I'll leave another message today. It's just getting frustrating.
I know. So. I can hear
Other than that, I think that's it.
My crushes are that we had Thanksgiving at my sister-in-law's house. We had a full Whole Foods Market meal.
Cool.
For 4. It could have fed 6 adults easily.
And there was 8 of you. Well,
there were
not really counting babies.
4 kids and 4 adults, and there was so much left over.
Really?
Yeah. Just the beans alone. We all had string
like
beans.
Green beans?
Yeah, string beans. And you couldn't even tell we took any out of the dish.
Really?
That's how many there were. It was delicious. It came with a chicken, beans.
Turkey or chicken?
Turkey, beans, mashed potatoes, gravy, an apple pie, stuffing. I think that's it. It was rolls.
Wow.
And then we supplemented. My sister-in-law made yams. We did a cheese tray, and we did like a relish tray with pickles and olives and stuff. And we brought a couple extra pies because pie is big in my family. We only had 3 pies at this Thanksgiving. That's low for us. Usually it's one. The pie ratio is one per person. Because everybody likes a different pie. We buy all of them, and then we have pie for weeks afterwards. But there was enough for us to take leftovers home, and for my sister and brother-in-law to have leftovers at their house.
Oh, good.
We had a fun time. My niece loved playing with the kids.
Oh, good.
They taught her to say cash or credit with her. She has her favorite toy is a cash register. And they taught her to say cash or credit when they were playing. So she was running around saying cash or credit.
Oh, cute.
It was super cute. But they had so much fun with her. So that was a good day. The other crush is that I had my bathroom spray enameled. It is now white. It is no longer pink. And where we thought we were going to have to spend the night at my sister-in-law's house because of the fumes, my sister and brother-in-law lent us a window fan that you can put right in your window, and you can do it either way. Yeah. And so we had it to blow out, and when we came back about 5 hours after the job was done, you really couldn't smell it anymore unless you were right in the bathroom. So we put the toilet back in, and we just we didn't have to stay at my sister-in-law's house, which was great because it was going to be a lot of people.
Yeah.
And they were getting ready for it. So I think everybody was happy that it turned out that way. I'm really happy with the way the bathroom looks. I think all told, for this entire renovation, we'll have spent about $2,500, and $1,500 of it was the enamel.
Wow!
So that includes the floor, the walls, the enamel. We replaced the toilet, and we bought a vanity and a mirror, and we're buying a towel shelf, and then a wall shelf. So that's all $2,500, which I think is very low for bathroom renovation. Yeah. And we're going to get every penny of that back and more when we sell the house because it looks like a brand new bathroom. So the heartbreaks were my husband had to reinstall the old toilet so we could stay overnight in our house before Thanksgiving, and he bought some kind of newfangled instead of the wax ring, if you're a plumber, or if you've ever installed a toilet, there's like a wax seal that you put down so that it doesn't leak. And he had bought this newfangled one that sat on the box. Easy to install, fits all drains and all toilets. And the reason why he got it is because a wax ring is fussy. If you don't get it seated right away, if you have to take it up again, you have to get a new wax ring. So it's like you have to be good at what you're doing. And he was nervous that he wouldn't get it seated right. So he put the newfangled drain thing in that you can do. And it does not fit all toilets because we had a drain seal, so it didn't leak or anything, but you could not make the toilet sit flush on our floor. So when you sat on it, you could kind of go like, woo! Yeah. You could it could go in a circle. So we put a couple of shims down, and then the day after Thanksgiving, we were planning on waiting until after the Black Friday weekend to buy the toilet, but we ended up having to go and buy a toilet on Black Friday.
Did you get a good deal?
The toilets were not on deals. The toilets were not on sale. Home Depot didn't have a lot of Black Friday deals.
Yeah, I can't imagine that they
would. Toilets are like $130.
Really?
They're not that expensive. I mean, you could get like a $300 toilet, but we did not get a $300 toilet. We got a nice toilet. It came with its own wax ring. We installed it. It's fine. And then on Sunday, we went to IKEA because we had been to 3 different places pricing cabinets. And because we have a small bathroom and because we have a weirdly set up inlet for the sink, I believe that the original sink in our house was probably a basin pedestal. So the location and placement of our inlets for the sink is weird. So it limits what we can do. And because we pulled the giant cabinet out of our bathroom, we needed to have storage. So we found a really nice vanity at IKEA that has 2 full drawers you can pull out that will work with our weird setup. We might have to shorten the back end of one of the drawers, but I think it's going to be fine. So, and it came with a matching wall mirror cabinet that doesn't have to be indented. We used to have one of those cabinets that was like cut into the wall, so it was flush with the wall. Right. And then when you open it up, it's dented in. But we didn't want that because if you want to change the look in there, then you have a hole in your wall.
Right, you're stuck with that.
So we had them fix that when they did the walls. So now we have, it's huge. It's like tall, maybe like 4 feet tall. And about this wide, and has a ton of shelves, and it has an exposed bottom shelf where you can put like the soap dish and everything. It's really nice. And we're going to put that all in this weekend, which will be nice because right now I have the sink, like the ceramic sink top in my living room. I have the cabinet, which has been put together in my kitchen. And I have pieces of plumbing on my counter, and it's just like driving me nuts. And then we've had the linen cabinet from the bathroom that we're gonna put it down in the basement, in the hallway. So you have to like squeeze by it every time you go upstairs. Yeah, it's really annoying, and it's been like that since July. It's driving me nuts, and I just really want to get all that stuff out of the way. Like, I need to clean the kitchen up so I can start my baking, but I don't even feel like cleaning in there because there's like all this crap that I can't do anything with. And I just want to get it out of the way. So that's a crush and a little bit of a heartbreak that everything is messed up because I'm having company stay with me over Christmas, my mom and dad, and I really need to get this taken care of before they come.
Yes.
So I think that's, and we're still in the never-ending process of getting my son evaluated. And if anyone was watching the news, you may have heard that they did something called Kick a Ginger Day at my daughter's high school.
So what?
Kick a Ginger Day. Apparently, there is a show called South Park. And
it's a very old show.
Like in 2005 or 2002, they did an episode that was meant to mock racism, where it was that you had to kick anybody with red hair, kick a ginger day.
Ginger's red.
And the moral of the story was how ridiculous it was to discriminate against somebody based on something that they were born with that they have no control over, right? So if you're watching that show as an adult and you saw that, that's what the whole point of the show was. But apparently, some people think it's hilarious and started a website and a Facebook page called Kick a Ginger Day, and it was right before Thanksgiving, like the Friday before Thanksgiving is Kick a Ginger Day. Who knew?
Oh my God.
And kids who are in middle school, 7th grade, my daughter's grade,
very influential,
read about this somewhere on the internet and thought it would be hilarious to do, this is the other thing that's been going on, to have Institute Kick a Ginger Day at the middle school. And I found out about it when my daughter came home late from school. And she had told me she was going to be late. And she's like, yeah, we had to go in and talk to the counselor because of everybody getting beat up at school. And I was like, what? Yeah. A horde of kids started kicking everybody with red hair. Some of the kids had bleeding, bruises. One kid got punched in the nose. This all happened before and at lunchtime. It started as soon as people got there. Somebody kicked my daughter. She doesn't even have red hair.
I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah. They were like a pack of wild animals. And
what happened to them?
Well, we got the school has been very responsive and transparent about this. When kids started coming in with wounds, that's when they found out that this was happening. So they told everyone it had to stop, and they started pulling every kid in for interviews. There are something like 10 or 15 kids that are going to be punished because of this.
Good.
Anywhere from suspension to potential assault charges from the town.
Can you imagine being a parent on that? I would kill my kid.
And
sorry.
Yeah. So the investigation is still ongoing. They have to pull, because a lot of stuff happened where teachers couldn't see it.
Right.
They had to pull all the surveillance tapes for that day and look at every tape because they want to try to find every single perpetrator. And the school will finish conducting a investigation, and then the police will be given that information to decide whether charges should be filed against any of the people.
Wow.
It was really bad, and it ended up getting on the local and on NPR because two parents went to the media with it, because they each had kids with red hair and how disgusting it was. One of my daughter's best friends got severely kicked. She was bleeding. Okay? She's fine. But I mean, badly enough kicked that she was bleeding. This was it's been so upsetting. And the school, like every step of the thing, they send us an email letting us know what's happening so that we know that they're taking care of it. They took it very seriously.
Good.
But it was just the 7th graders. It was like a pack of wild horde boys, mostly.
Was it?
Mm-hmm. Screaming, "Kick a Ginger Day, it's Kick a Ginger Day." And then they would I just can't even believe it happened.
What, 7th grade? My son is in high school and he's not allowed to watch South Park.
My kids aren't allowed to watch South Park. I hate South Park. I think
I've
South
never
Park's
liked
an
South Park.
Awful show. My husband is a big South Park fan, but even he does not let our kids watch South Park. But I don't even think he needed to see the show. If you ran across the website but again, my child wasn't involved in kicking gingers, in large part because she knew that you don't kick people at school. Right. And clearly, I think there were probably a couple of kids who just really don't understand that you don't do that, and then a bunch of ringleader or followers that followed that just, thought everyone else is doing it, so I'm doing it too. I don't know. It's just really sad. So it's been stressful dealing with the blowout from that with my daughter and her friends, and so that's a heartbreak that would even happen. That you would pick on kids because they had red hair. It just made me, I'm so upset about it. Jim and I are like, we have to put her in a different school. We can't even deal with this anymore.
Well, I mean, I can understand South Park's thing on that in the sense of you're picking on a kid with red hair, which sounds silly. It's the same thing as picking on someone with a different color, different orientation, whatever. And I understand that.
An adult watching that show would get that.
Right, because it's an adult show. It is. Yes. It's cartoons, but it is not a kid.
A child watching that would think it was just funny that you did this.
Right.
Or idiots that started the web page or the Facebook page. I don't know. I didn't bother to look into it because I just am appalled. So that was a big heartbreak, and we're still waiting to find out what the fallout is going to be. There were hearings the week before Thanksgiving, and there are hearings this week at the school on all of. They can't punish anyone without a hearing at our school.
I hope these kids, I mean, I don't want them to get expelled, but I hope they understand the seriousness of it. And I hope the parents of these kids take it seriously. Because unfortunately, it's the same. The apple doesn't fall too far from the tree.
That's
it's
the
like,
thing.
What are these,
My kids wouldn't
think
have
twice
been
about
involved
doing
in
right.
this because they know that you don't kick people at school because you could get
hurt.
You could get arrested.
Yeah.
It's assault to beat up somebody or hit somebody. But there are clearly some kids who haven't gotten that guidance and 7th grade is a hard age. You have all these hormones and your frontal lobe isn't developed. So you're not thinking about stuff like you should be. So it's, this has happened a couple of places before. I know it happened in another place in the United States where some kids actually were charged with assault.
Really?
Yeah, and it happened at a school in the UK somewhere. Not all this year. It was at different times because this episode is really old. It's from like 2002.
Well, I don't think they've made any newer episodes of South Park, but I could be wrong on that.
Yeah, so it's just, anyway, that was a big heartbreak and something we're dealing with the fallout from still.
That's a shame.
So, yeah. So don't kick gingers, folks. Who would do
God.
that?
I don't know.
I'm so glad it wasn't my kid.
I know.
It would be hard. I mean,
my gosh.
I would know that I was doing something very wrong if my kid was involved in that.
Being a parent whose son is getting bullied, I found out that he was bullied the other day. He goes, "Did you get an email?" I'm like, "No." "Will I be sending an email?" "Yes, I will." I said, "Have you been bullied since?" I guess he was bullied. I don't know in which
Older
way.
Older or younger son?
Younger.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he is one of those kids that I think is going to be a target.
He has a lot of things
that are
different.
And kids don't deal well with difference.
My kid got bullied all last year, and she
is normal.
She doesn't have any, overtly
right
differences. She just is an easy target because she rises to the bait.
So, Zachary said, "Yeah, did you get an email last week?" I'm like, "No, why would I get an email? I get an email on other things like homework and stuff."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Why would it?" "Well, I was bullied." I said, "In which way?" "I don't know." I'm like, "Well, how do you know you bullied?" So I guess one of the teachers took a walk with him and the other teacher talked to the group. He's in a small classroom. He's in a language-based classroom with about 12 kids. And my son is different from many things. He's got a slight speech impediment because of his hearing aids. He takes medications. He has long hair, which my husband was yelling at me to cut it, and I refused to do.
He has a lot of scars on his body. I don't know if that's
and he
out in the
likes
open,
a lot of girl things, which we're okay with that. Some kids are not. They make fun of him about it, and we're trying to teach him to be proud of what he likes, and he's getting there.
That it's okay to be different.
It's okay to be different, and it's okay to be what he is.
Right.
To be proud of who you are, and that's what we're trying to teach him. And it's coming along slowly. It's a hard lesson to teach. It's a really hard lesson to teach.
Well, because you get all that blowback at school.
But the teachers are supporting him, which is great. Our school is definitely a no tolerance.
Yeah.
Which is great. But I will be emailing the teacher just so I have an information of what was going on. It could have been as simple as somebody calling him a girl. I don't know. He's very sensitive, unfortunately, and we're trying to teach him how not to be. That's a hard thing to teach as well. But coming from a parent whose kid gets bullied or is an easy target, I would be devastated to have my kids take part in that.
Yeah, I would too.
And I would kick their asses.
But see, I think that's why our kids don't do it, because
all 4 kids.
I'm not saying my kids have never gotten in trouble. But what I'm saying is they would never do something.
Well, the reason
that bad
why is because Jack has issues. I mean, they're different.
He's neuroatypical, so he is different than other kids.
So he's atypical. My son's atypical.
Right.
Both our older kids are quote unquote normal or typical, so they see it. And you talk to your daughter saying, you don't do this, and I talk to my son about, yes, it's different, but
because there's been times when my kids have gotten in fights at school or something's happened, and I've said to my daughter, you were in the wrong. You can't be that way to people. Don't treat people that way. so she doesn't, and they know that when they do bad things, they get in trouble. I think not all parents, but I think there are some parents that don't give their kids consequences when they really should have consequences, and so that can lead to...
Well, it's the old adage, the apple doesn't fall from the tree. The kids are using these names or slurs because they hear it. You know, we don't use those names or slurs. I will freely admit I swear at work, especially when it concerns certain people. I don't swear at home. I know my limits, so my kids never hear that.
Yeah. No, we swear at my
house. I know,
house.
but that's just...
But
what I'm saying is...
My kids don't swear in public because they would get in trouble for that.
But what I'm saying is like, they don't hear, you know, the slurs.
We don't use slurs at our house. We are not... We don't...
And I'm one of those parents that my kid hates me, but I'll say that's not acceptable if you hear it on the TV. I'm like, you know, you don't do that. We watch TV with our kids. Well, we only have one TV, so if they're watching something, we're watching it with them.
We monitor what they watch. We monitor what they see on the internet.
Another TV show that is funny, and I love it. I love Family Guy. But it is not, I do, I like Stewie.
I'm not a big cartoon person.
But it's not really appropriate for certain ages. So if we're watching it together, and I'll say to Max, you know that doesn't take place, or you know this. We're very, like, if he was to turn on South Park, absolutely not turn the channel.
Oh yeah, no, we don't allow it in our house.
There's certain things that I just won't allow. Simpsons are one of them too, believe it or not.
We had a big talk with both of our kids after the Kick a Ginger thing happened to, like, use it as an opportunity of what not to do.
Yeah.
So that they understand. And my kids get punished. When my kids do something to hurt somebody or say something, even to each other, there are consequences in my house.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if they call each other stupid, there are consequences for that, because you shouldn't call anybody stupid. Like, that's just how we are in my house. I know not everybody is able to have that kind of thing, but I'm a stay-at-home parent, so there are consequences for behavior. And if my kid had been involved in this, there would have been really severe consequences for her. Regardless of what's going on at the school, there would have been home consequences for her too. Just because, you know, you have to learn.
It's unacceptable.
You need your kids to be ready to go out in the world where they're going to not have you there to, like, give them consequences when they make bad decisions. So you want to teach them what the good decisions are before they ever get to that stage, so that they don't have so many. And no kid is perfect. My kids are not perfect. My daughter has said hurtful things to people at school before and had to be talked to.
Oh, so is Zachary. And,
my kids have gotten in fights with each other. They've gotten in fights with other kids. No kid is perfect. But when those things have happened, my kids have had pretty severe consequences. And so if they happen, they only happen once.
Right.
Also, my daughter is, she's very independent, different. She goes to the beat of her own drummer. And she's an advocate. She is an advocate for people that are...
Not the mold.
Right. She and a few other kids started they call it GSA, Gay Straight Alliance. And they advocate for kids who are bullied because of their sexuality or their gender choices or their preferences or whatever you want to say. And a big part of it came out of the fact because she was bullied all year last year for being different, for being weird. She doesn't want anyone. So I'm happy that that's coming out. She could turn into somebody who wants to fight back, you know.
You're right.
You can go that way too if you get bullied. So I'm glad that something positive came out of her bad experience last year. And the school did a lot to help it. What they were on it.
That's good. I mean, that really is the key. If you're getting the support from the school in the sense that they don't agree with all this, their tolerance level for this is unacceptable, you know, it helps, because sometimes schools don't seem to care.
Boys will be boys, or kids are like
this. Girls are,
girls are mean to each other. Yeah.
But there's a level of meanness, and then there's a level of bullying.
Well, nobody should have to wake up in the morning and feel
they don't want to go to school,
afraid or dreading school because of the way people treat them.
That's what the counselor for Zachary was talking about.
Yeah, it's just, that shouldn't happen. So, Yeah, that was a really long rant, but
Sorry,
anyway.
we'll get off our soapbox.
Don't kick gingers, folks.
That's just sad. So, gossip and innuendo. Sorry. We got a nice prize donation from Gerda.
Yep. Thank you, Gerda.
Thank you. She sent us skeins of yarn, worsted weight yarn, which are absolutely gorgeous.
Yes, there's 2 more that we're going to give away today because they're so pretty. But
Marigold Jane worsted. It's put up as 218 yards, I believe is what I said.
Yes, superwash merino wool. It's really nice.
We got 2 colors that were given away for our hat contest.
This is Sunrise.
We'll show you those in a minute.
They're beautiful.
They are.
This is Scenic Route. Sorry. I like that one too.
That is pretty. It looks like a scenic route.
It does. And this is...
That's pretty.
Galaxy.
Very pretty.
And we have 2 other skeins, that are going to be given away. So we drew winners. Thank you very much, Gerda.
We really appreciate it. So we drew 2 winners for the hat knit along, and the winner was number 309, Sally from Idaho. Sally. We'll give you.
No, the other one is for the.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. So this is for the hat knit along, Sally. Contact me with your snail mail address.
Yes, you are getting Zombie Invasion. And you are getting a sample of the DK from Marigold Jen. Along with that, Zombie Invasion. That's really cute. Look at the cute tag that comes with that. So, Zombie Invasion, it's beautiful.
It's beautiful colors.
You can make a hat with this.
Oh, absolutely.
It's enough to make a whole hat project. So, there's that.
And the Baa-ble hat winner is number 24. Shifty Cat, Leslie. Leslie, again, contact us with your snail mail address.
Look how pretty, Leslie.
I love those colors,
I do too. This is called Daydream, and you will also get a sample of the DK weight in yours as well. Marigold Jen. I have not knit with Marigold Jen before, but I think it seems like it's a gorgeous yarn, and the colors are just luscious. So
it feels soft
contact
and squishy.
Sheila. And we will draw the winners for the ebooks next week.
Right. And just so you know, this is a super wash, which is nice. 100% merino wool super wash.
So, yeah, you could make a baby sweater out of that. You could make a hat out of that. You could make a pair of mittens out of that.
200 yards?
I don't know.
Oh.
A little baby, maybe. I don't know. I mean, look how much was in the 200 yards that I had.
That's true.
I don't think you could make a big baby sweater.
No, but...
But anyway, other than that,
for gossiping, yeah, we have nothing else going
on.
I don't think.
It is coming up to the holiday season. There will probably be 1 week when we do not record during the holiday, and we are not doing any knit-alongs this month because it is Christmas.
It's a short month, really, and because we won't be recording for at least 1 week, possibly 2, depending on schedules.
It depends on the schedules. So. You guys, we'll start up with our regularly scheduled knit-alongs in January, and we will do the year of Socks that Rock.
Yeah, so we'll post a new thread or maybe reactivate the old one for knit-along ideas.
Yeah.
So if you have a knit-along idea, let us know.
Put it in.
We're always up for new ones. I mean, definitely maybe a stash one again, and colors. I like that one.
That was fun.
It was fun. So let us know, and thank you for watching.
Knit with Heart.
Knit with Heart. Have a good week.
Bye.